Hey guys, Dazanar here. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about habitat destruction and biodiversity loss, how those two are interlinked, and briefly discuss that, and then talk about how that affects us people now in the present time, and how that's going to affect future generations of people. So, biodiversity loss happens when animals in an area no longer have that area to retreat to and live in. And that happens with habitat destruction. Well, how does habitat destruction happen? That comes in with us and Mother Nature. Mainly it's been us though. So when we build homes, when we build infrastructure, when we dig up natural spaces to farm, all this leads to habitat destruction. And there are mitigation efforts that people try and greenwash and try and build projects in other areas, but that essentially is never going to be the same. Once an area is lost, it is so hard to reclaim all these little species and let them just reclaim the same way that nature does. You're going to have loss every time that happens, and that's happened with this river here at Housecott, where they harvested it 100 years ago for the cypress. And there's a whole bunch of new invasive species, and you'll never know what species were lost in that. And that is biodiversity loss in a nutshell. When you lose species and they're gone, they can't recover, they're forever gone. And that is because of our habits right in the present, our consumptive, overconsumptive habits, and our unappreciation and apathy toward these natural spaces. So how does that affect us now? It upsets many people. There are many people who consider themselves environmentalists, ecologists, biologists, who are just mortified with the horrors that we do to nature on the daily for profit and control, and a whole bunch of other reasons. But those are my two, picks that you get, greed and control. But there's a whole list of reasons that people are upset with just losing their natural spaces around them, because they see towns expanding, or they see infrastructure in their area being built, and it tears down what was once there for apartments or homes or you name it. And that upsets people. They see change in their natural space that they once connected to, and it's almost impossible to get that back once it's lost. For an example, I try and protect Split Oak with a nonprofit that my friend is the president for. And the toll road company that wants to plow through it essentially is giving us land grant offers for other areas. But these other areas are pretty much cow ranch areas, and they're saying, it can be reclaimed and yada, yada, yada. But like, those areas have already lost their biodiversity. It's pretty much a grass prairie land. It's never going to be something like this, which they want to tear down for a toll road, right? This is lost forever. And this creates a whole wreck of havoc for people like me and my friend, who we have to spend our resources, time, anxiety, stress, our well-being to try and knock sense into people, to have some respect for what we are bulldozing away. Right? And that's how it currently affects us in the now. Also, having these ecosystems intact and not having biodiversity loss in the first place ensures that we have these organisms out in the wild in case they were a cure for cancer, or you never know when someone sees a beautiful sight and that turns life around for someone. The world is majestic, and we throw that away for so many things that we're tricked into perceiving have value over all of this wonderful, wonderful beauty. So that's how it affects us now, and that affects our health, our physical health, our mental health, and it will affect the future. How does this affect the future? Well, future civilizations we're not stopping right now. As it is standing, with all this green talk about saving the planet, reducing emissions, we're not stopping biodiversity loss and habitat destruction. They're still tearing down massive amounts of rainforests. We're still tearing down massive amounts of land in the United States for housing. That's going on in China, that's going on in Russia, that's going on wherever you are. So habitat destruction is a key theme to the future, right? Whether you believe in the Paris Climate Accord nonsense or not, right? We're not stopping this consumerism culture, which is leading to this exponential growth. We need more people, we need more profit, we need more taxes, we need more this, we need more that. If that doesn't change, which it's not currently unless we get enough attitude to change it, then future generations will be obviously projected with a lot less ecosystem, less habitat. So they will have way less species to feel connected to. So imagine, we already know we're gonna lose the polar bears, right? All of us are pretty sure we're gonna lose the polar bears. Imagine like generations down the line, they didn't have polar bears. They don't have cheetahs or rhinos or giraffes or other like sensitive species that are just on the verge of we're losing right now. They will be gone, right? So imagine people that don't have this connection, that have lost more connection to this land, that are more apathetic to what is going on and more willing to let it go because they have less of a connection. And so that's a feedback loop right there, right? An exponential feedback loop where they are more willing to give up this in exchange for a perceived value of consumer whatever, right? And so that is the perceived future, my perceived future, for where we're heading. And I think that's kind of the corporate agenda, because they get to tell you what the value of whatever it is, and they get to choose it on a whim, and it all helps their bottom line. And the governments get payout on that, and they get control, right? So it will enable them to push whatever species is left of us, Homo sapiens, into being more willing to augment themselves or otherwise join the simulation like I have been talking about, or otherwise fix themselves for the solution, right? And they're just running away from a mess that we created, and we have to stop. We have to address this, and we have to make changes. We have to be truthful with ourselves and stop being apathetic and stop looking the other direction because we've got things to do. We have to get involved with this, or you're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose it. Is that cool to like feel about like future generations, like your grandkids possibly not having any of this? Because like that gets me, right? That gets me. That's pretty much the end of the rant. I'll probably go into more detail on many of these topics: biodiversity loss and the philosophy of not having anything and feeling alone. It's very akin to the future of galaxies, as dark energy pushes galaxies further and further away from each other. Whatever sentient being might be in that galaxy will no longer see stars out there or galaxies. They'll just see the Milky Way, and they won't have much of a connection to the actual universe. There won't be an understanding of that connection. And who knows what that kind of civilization or species would do. What they might accidentally throw away. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little talk. I hope you enjoy House Scott here. It's beautiful. We will definitely be coming back more and more and more. It's one of my favorite parks. Please like, subscribe. I really do enjoy reading comments, like silly comments, whatever. Just, hey, Daz, nice video. I love it, right? It's that little pick-me-up, something easy you can do. And this, I feel like it's something easy I can do for all of us, just talk about what I kind of am passionate about. So give me a little feedback. I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, take care, guys. Love you all.